The first lesson any teacher gives to a student tends to be more of an assessment of a student than an actual lesson. Now, there are a lot of people out there who want to teach themselves music, and that's great. I feel like YouTube is an excellent resource in that regard. But I do feel like they might not really be equipped to assess themselves. This video serves to explain one of the many assessments we as teachers will do. I hope that it's useful for anybody wanting to learn music. You see, there are 3 angles or approaches to learning music. Let's have a look at what they are. You have to learn how to physically play your chosen instrument, and that takes a lot of practice. And if we're talking about guitar, you have to learn how to fret different notes, how to bend, slide, hammer, and so on and so forth. On the trumpet, we have to learn how to use the valves. We have to learn about embouchure, and that is to say the way we shape our lips to produce different notes. I realize my definition of embouchure here is a little oversimplified, but you get my point. If we're learning the violin, we have to learn how to apply rosin to our bow and how to hold it correctly. We have to learn different bowing techniques. Look, the point is, there's a decent amount of physical exercise involved in learning an instrument. If we don't learn the correct way to hold and play our instruments, at best, we won't be able to play decent sounding music, and at worst, we might actually hurt ourselves. Music theory is the language that is music. Now, I want to point out that reading music is only a part of music theory, in the same way that reading a language like, say, French is only a part of understanding the actual language as a whole. Basically, you don't have to be able to read French in order to speak it. In the same way, you don't have to be able to read or write music in order to understand or play it. But music theory is very useful. It's much more than just notes on a page. It enables us to understand the structure and the meaning behind musical composition. It's also very useful for being able to communicate things like chord progressions, rhythms, and other musical ideas with other musicians. Music theory is also crucial for improvisation. Music is about patterns. Understanding those patterns is the key to getting good. Put simply, ear training allows us to listen to a piece of music and then recreate it on our instrument of choice. In order to do that, we need to be able to identify different pitches, intervals, chords, rhythms, and other basic elements of music. Good ear training allows us to confirm if what we are playing is musically pleasing or not. Look, music is meant to be listened to. That's its whole purpose. The better your ear training, the more you'll be able to appreciate the hard work other artists put into their music. I have to figure out which angle is going to be the best to use to give you the information you need to get good at music. I also have to be able to determine which area needs the most work. Ideally, if I do my job well, you, the students, should become proficient in all 3 areas. So the question is, which angle do you think is your strongest? And which area do you think needs the most work?